of the environment that is induced by cursing should never be overlooked. It's part of the unraveling of civilization that cursing became so common, helped by the mayor of Los Angeles, whom I will never forget, and was supported by the city council of Los Angeles, when he used the F word and said he would in front of all these kids celebrating the Boston. That's really funny. Celebrating the Los Angeles Kings Stanley Cup win 2 years ago. Wow. Just one of those things. Here's the terrible story. It's from the Daily Mail in Britain.
But there's two rules in politics. They say never, ever be pictured with a drink in your hand and never swear. But this is a big day. Way to go, guys.
The cheers of the people there bother me as much as what he did. These are the little signs of an unraveling of the civilization, like the taking away the 10 Commandments from the state courthouse, from the Supreme Court in Oklahoma City, done in the middle of the night. Talk about that later. These are the unravelings of civilization. The left doesn't understand how fragile civilization is. That I don't want to keep. That's a core issue about the left and difference between left and right. The right understands how fragile civilization is. So they know that you can't fundamentally transform a good civilization, whereas the left wants to and has been successful in doing so. The removal of the 10 Commandments is a good example. And many of you who went to college or graduate school think, oh, it's a beautiful thing because separation of church and state. So, in other words, Oklahoma got it wrong all of these years. The 10 Commandments is not at the root of the culture of the United States. I'm just curious, if there is a 10 Commandments there, would a Buddhist defendant against a Christian defendant be in some way hampered? I'm just curious, does anybody believe that there are actual consequences, or is this fantasyland leftism? Who is affected by having the 10 Commandments there? Who is mal-affected, shall I say? And where do we get our values from, if not the 10 Commandments? That's why, by the way, I wrote a book on it, the shortest book I've ever written. It's